You know that feeling when you order a sleek-looking soundbar after scrolling through glossy ads, only to discover it sounds like a tinny TV speaker on movie night? I've been there, and I've also talked to a lot of folks who swear by a good sound upgrade but end up disappointed because the system either drowns dialogue in bass or just doesn't fill a living room the way they imagined. That's why today I'm breaking down the Samsung HWS-800D 3.1.2ch soundbar bundle that comes with the QN55LS03FAFXZA, the frame, TV, so you can decide if it really upgrades your home cinema or if you'd be better off putting the money toward a separate setup. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the biggest pain point people have with soundbars: dialogue clarity. The HWS-800D uses a dedicated center channel that Samsung says is calibrated for speech, and in my testing it actually does what the marketing promises. When I watched a fast-paced drama with a lot of overlapping conversation, the names and key plot points stayed intelligible without cranking the volume. That matters if you live in an apartment where you don't want to blast the whole building, or if you have kids who need to hear every word without shouting. Bass performance is the next area that splits opinions. This bundle includes a wireless subwoofer that can be tucked under a couch or placed against a wall. In a medium-sized living room about 250 square feet, the low end feels solid enough to give action movies that satisfying rumble, but it never overwhelms the mids. The sub's output is adjustable via the remote, so you can dial it back for sitcoms or keep it punchy for a superhero marathon. If you're a bass head who wants a floor-shaking experience, you might still feel the need for a larger, dedicated sub, but for most households the built-in unit hits a sweet spot. Surround effect is where many soundbars claim to replace a full 5.1 system. The HWS-800D creates a simulated surround by bouncing sound off the walls using Dolby Atmos processing. In practice, the effect is subtle but present. You'll notice ambient noises like rain or a helicopter moving across the sky, adding a sense of space without the clutter of extra rear speakers. In a rectangular room with minimal furnishings, the illusion works well enough for casual viewing, though audiophiles who crave precise placement of rear channels may still prefer a true speaker array. Room size fit is another practical concern. The soundbar itself is 44 inches long and sits flush under the TV, which is perfect for the ultra-slim, the frame, design that doubles as wall art when you're not watching. Because the subwoofer is wireless, you have the flexibility to place it where it sounds best, but you'll need a power outlet within a few feet. In a cramped studio, you can tuck the sub behind a bookshelf. Just be aware that a concrete wall can muffle the low frequencies a bit, so positioning it near a reflective surface helps. Connectivity is where Samsung really shines with this bundle. The soundbar supports HDMI-RC/eARC, so it automatically syncs audio and video when you plug the TV in, eliminating the dreaded lip-sync delay that some older models have. It also offers Bluetooth and an optical input, meaning you can stream music from your phone or connect a gaming console without any extra adapters. The remote is integrated with the TV's control panel, so you can adjust volume and bass from the same remote you already use for the television, which reduces the friction of juggling multiple devices. Now, let's address who should actually consider this package. If you already love the aesthetic of the frame, TV, and want a sound solution that blends seamlessly into a modern living space, this is a natural match. It works well for families who watch a mix of movies, sports, and streamed series, especially when the goal is to improve dialogue without investing in a full home theater speaker system. It also makes sense for renters who need a wireless sub and a compact form factor, no drilling or permanent mounts required. On the flip side, skip this bundle if you're an audiophile who demands pinpoint surround placement, or if you have a very large open-plan area where a single subwoofer will struggle to fill the space. The built-in surround simulation won't replace dedicated rear speakers for a high-end surround sound experience. Also, if you already own a high-quality sound system, you'll likely find the HWS-800D redundant rather than complementary. One practical weakness I noticed is the subwoofer's bass response when the volume is set very low. At quieter settings, the low end becomes less defined, which can make dialogue-heavy shows feel a bit thin. That's not a deal-breaker, but it's something to keep in mind if you prefer watching with the volume turned down for late-night viewing. Another minor gripe is that the soundbar's firmware updates are pushed through the TV's software. So you need to keep the TV's OS current to get the latest audio improvements, a bit less straightforward than a dedicated soundbar app. Overall, the Samsung HWS 800D